Hi, welcome. Oh my God, we've finally done it, team. We've finally done it. Yay. The project that you had no idea was coming. You didn't know anything about this at all, but I did for like 2 years. Welcome, formally, to the Non-Technical Difficulties podcast. It's finally happening, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, so I've actually had, despite the name, a slew of very technical difficulties this morning, and I might actually release that footage later as B-roll, but at first I was like, fuck it, we're doing it live. It's going to be chaotic, but no, I want there to be some level of professionalism as we grow and develop and as we make this a more polished project. Eventually, I will hire a producer or I'll learn and become the producer. I don't know, but where we're at right now is where we're at. Let me get my monitor set. Hopefully that sounds good. Okay, so welcome to the pod. I'm finally doing the millennial thing and realizing, hey, you have not arrived until you've got a podcast. And here we go. Here we go. This pod is not going to have a niche. It's not going to have a theme. It's just going to be one of those where I just get on, talk about whatever the hell I want. And hopefully on your commute or for like 30 minutes, maybe more a day, you got something to kind of keep you not occupied on the giant flaming ball of shit that this world has become. So, yeah, little bit about me. So, if you have watched any of my other videos, then you have already heard about the background of why I came to YouTube and why I became a content creator. Can I even call myself that yet? I've been very inconsistent, but this is going to be the actual show. This is really what the point of me going to YouTube was to eventually host a podcast. So that's what we're doing. I would like to have guests. I would like to have a co-host at some point for some episodes. Right now, I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm making sure that I am part of the, you can get your podcast here, and we'll work out the details on where everything is going to be published. But right now, at least for audio and visual, for sure, you can find me here on YouTube. So, a little bit about me. Again, if you've watched my other videos, then you already know. But if you haven't, then I am one of those people that left the 9 to 5 world to try to pursue more creative efforts, at least for my own enjoyment. It was never I'm going to stop working forever and I'm just going to do this and hopefully this is the job. If that could be the reality one day, though, let's be very real. Yeah, I would do that. 100%. I would do this. But this was born from my need to just create. Is this preferable? Do you like this better? No, I don't. Okay, so this was born from my need to just create. And I have to say, so far, I'm really enjoying it. I was never a TikTok girly. I never joined, that kind of like in your face, intense kind of content creation. I barely ever upload on my own Instagram. I haven't had the time before to really get things going, but it's now or never. And, nothing changes until you do. So, I've been talking about this for a long time. Non-tech was going to start off like almost 3 years ago, and it was just snippets of conversations that I had with friends that I thought were funny. And I would share them with people, and most of the time people were like, what the fuck? But the people who did enjoy them, they were like, when are you getting a show? Like, you have to do something. And I just figured my dog decided to join the studio. Hello, friend. Hello, pup. How are you? You want to meet her? Come here. Come here. See if we can get her up here. Come here. Executive producer, Pop Pop. This is Poppy. Hello. She's like, Mom, why are you talking to yourself in your room? Okay, thank you. Hi, thank you. So, yeah, thank you. She's like, I want to be on the show. So, introductions out the way. That was Poppy. Her hair is floating around everywhere now. Yay. So, yeah, I wanted to really get into this as a more consistent way of getting my thoughts out and just, oh my God, just getting them out of my head and taking them off from one platform, putting them on another, because I've got so much stuff to say. I'm always doing a bit. If you know me, I'm a goofy bitch. Like, I've always got a joke to make, but there's a lot that I take seriously too. And there's a lot that I'm very, very interested in. And, you know, the internet's a great tool for making your community and meeting your people. So they always say that your audience, you don't even know them yet. They're made of people that don't know you, you don't know them. So, you know, I think it'd be really cool to just reach out and meet people. I have got some podcasts that I absolutely adore. They have kept my mental health going, and they have been a great source of entertainment for me for, God, years. I've been tuned in since day one. And I'm pretty sure we'll have mutual followings about, you know, that kind of energy in the podcast world. So we'll just see where it goes. But first episodes typically are good for introductions or, you know, just a little bit of a background. I was going to double hand, you know, freaking, what is it, a back handspring? I was just going to like dive into the pool and do a freaking belly flop into this content. Just be like, you get what you get. But I'm going to try to just stick to, you know, the basics right now. What can you expect from this production? Well, I stated that we don't have a theme, but I have a lot of things that I want to talk about. I got a lot of special interests. I have a lot of hobbies, a lot of hot takes on things. And sometimes my life is a shit show in itself, and it's fun to share. So if you have seen my previous videos, then again, you know this already, but I, in 2024, left a job that I was working for 4 years, and it was in marketing. And I just, like, I literally could not take it anymore. I knew it wasn't for me. It was what I had at the time. I got the job right when COVID began. So I was very, very fortunate to be able to work in a place and keep consistent employment and somewhat kind of climb up the ladder like once in the last 4 years, because there really wasn't other growth like afforded to me. And it was just nonstop stress, and it was nonstop, this is not for me. Like, when you're in the wrong box, it is torture. And I was not a corporate girly. I could play the corporate game and do the jargon and everything, but it just was not for me. There was so much, and this is in another video of mine if you want to watch that for, you know, a quick TLDR, but I can tell you now, truly it was not for me. It was me being in the absolute worst spot that I could be in for my own personal well-being and professional continuation. It was nonstop. Customers are mad about things that they shouldn't be mad at. I can never please the people that I need to please. There's always a ball being dropped from vendors, or, you know, someone didn't communicate something, or there's I had a woman come up to my job once to yell at me because she thought that we had charged her card, you know, more than it needed to be and too many times. And it's just because she didn't understand that that was a authorization hold from her bank. Like, she literally came into my office, which was a bat cave in the back of the building, me and my other coworker, and no one ever bugged us because we were not in an immediate department with everybody. And she was just suddenly standing there and had this fucking southern white bitch attitude with me and was just like, you did this and you did it. And I was just like, if you don't get the fuck out of my office, first of all. And I'm a professional woman. I'm a Capricorn through and through. But that day I was like, I've had enough of this shit. So that kind of environment kind of set the stage for the like next 18 months of work. And I had enough. I always try my best to be yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, you know, really cover the basis of being professional first and foremost. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is bullshit. And for people who are, you know, stuck in the suck or the struggle and they're just like, girl, that's life. I'm like, yeah, cool. Maybe for you. It's not what I want. Sorry, my bangs are like, hey, we're greasy. What's up? It's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. I was like, I crave a life of adventure, of more freedom, of experiences I never dreamed of, making them possible for not just me, but my family, and continuing this and taking care of them. Like, I've got dreams of doing shit like buying my parents, you know, the car that they've always wanted. They're not material people by any means. But like, that would make me so happy. You know, like, that's the kind of shit that I want to do. I want to give back. I want to create the wealth that I feel for myself on a level where I'm truly grateful every day for things that are not material. It's a spirit of well-being and safety and like being able to relax and let your asshole do this for once, you know. I have good intentions is what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, corporate life, yeah, totally not for me. I wrestled with the decision to leave that job for like 2 years, and then I finally did it. And I gave them about 3 weeks notice, and it was a very nice transition out. And I was like, I'll miss y'all as people, but I will not miss this work. Y'all, the day I left that job, everything changed for me. It was not just, oh, I quit. It was, I decided to take my life back. And if you've ever been stuck in that kind of loop, then you know what I'm talking about. You understand. I was this close to a true breakdown. My physical health had gotten so bad that it was starting to scare me. Like, I truly thought that I had problems with my vision or heart issues or something bad was looming. Something was on the horizon. I could feel it. Something bad was going to happen to me if I did not get the fuck out of there. And I did. So I took some time to just work remotely for a little bit. I was doing other stuff, contract work, side work, multiple streams of income, doing the side hustle shit. And it was working. But at some point I was like, yeah, stability would be nice. But, I then was like, if I don't jump on finally pursuing this content creation world, if I don't start being consistent and challenging myself to just get on the mic, just start, just do it, then I'm never going to change. Nothing will change until I do. And, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a path. My biggest personal challenge is just being consistent with this and actually making sure I'm doing it and making time for it. But it's what I needed, and I'm already very glad to be here, and it's episode 1. Like, this feels good. This feels right. And we'll see what it turns into. I can't wait till I have an actual studio, for one. That will be fun. So if you are just tuning in an audio platform, then, you're not missing much. I'm just sitting here talking. But if you are visual and you're here again with me on YouTube, then, let's communicate. You tell me what's going on in your life, who you are, where you're from, what you do. That's the whole point of this, is to connect with other people. Just like we had the whole TikTok thing just happen. I was never on TikTok. I was never there, but I saw how heavily it impacted so many people. And then people took to Red Note, and the Chinese people on Red Note who were like, welcome TikTok refugees. This is the funniest thing. People were like, I'm not going back to TikTok. They're so nice here. I got a lot to say about things like this in the future. And as a multinational person myself, like, you have to get out and meet people. Like, you've got to know the people in the world around you. It is so easy to fall into bias and be subject to borderline propaganda if you're not careful. And we as Americans are no better than anybody else. Trust me, we're just as susceptible. And I think a lot of us hold a lot of weird, backwards thoughts about some things without realizing it. And it's really, really awesome. Even if it's a data security risk, hey. And, one of the things I studied was cybersecurity. I understand the nuances of, why you need to be careful on the internet. Trust me. I was raised in the dare years and the don't go into chat rooms years. And now I'm like, yeah, I've done like everything you're not supposed to do on the internet, but that's me, man. So, stories to tell. I do have some pretty interesting friends, and I hope that that kind of incorporates its way into this story as the episodes develop. Maybe some behind the scenes and things like other industries like journaling and broadcasting, some really high speed, military shit, some, other walks of life, some people who are in that corporate world, the music industry, these are all things that I feel can tie into the story that is non-tech later on. And when we have our cult following name, maybe it's like Tech Squad or something. I don't fucking know. Y'all will help me come up with that. We'll be here. But really, I want to be, even though we may talk about heavy things sometimes, I don't want to be a place of let's gather and hate. That's not my speed. I have opinions on things about, getting real with people, but I definitely want to have a spirit of y'all can come here and just rest easy. Like, just put your feet up. It's okay. I don't want to ramble. God, I'm a certified yapper. This bitch can talk, which is why I have a podcast. But, we'll get to where we need to be, I believe. So now you know a little bit about me, and the background of why I'm here and what I'm hoping to accomplish. I cannot overstate, understate, whatever it is. I cannot be serious enough about you need to be real with yourself. Today's the day, you know. What else do we have to lose in life? Life is short. Life goes by quick. People grow up, people grow old, people change, they grow together, you know. Things will always be fluid and move forward. And maybe the silliness of it all is what makes it all worth it. You know, maybe it's getting really serious for you, but for someone else, it's literally being like, hey, I'm in it for a bit. I'm frolicking. The heaviest burdens are often hidden behind the nicest faces. And I'm not going to say that that's my reality, because that would be like, oh, I'm super nice. Like, I can't say that for myself. I never feel comfortable being like, I'm a nice person. I'm a smart person. Like, I do think that I hold intelligence and I have a good moral compass, but I'm not going to be like, I'm great. You should take me for an example. Like, that's not how I want to go through life. But, you know, I really do think that connection is important, and that can't, maybe that's the goal of non-tech. Maybe that's really the goal, is just spreading the wings and, you know, getting to know more of this world's people. I would love to travel more, man. I really would. That requires money though. So maybe this can help with that. But there are experiences that I am really looking to accomplish in this world. I don't want much for material. I never have been a material person. I've never needed a lot to get by, and I had pretty modest upbringing. I was raised by two really awesome parents. And, you know, I do think that who I am today, after I got through my rebellious ass 20s and late teens, I think that I am coming back now to the things that I grew up with, and they really matter a lot to me, like plants, good music, you know, experiences, good fiber. The things that give our soul a place to go. I'm rambling again, so where are we at? Almost 20 minutes already. See, yeah, to me, I feel like I just, you know, blah, 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 I just talked. So what's going on in my life right now? I'm doing this, starting this off, and I'm actually looking for a different way of calling my main job a job, because I just had a job. Ooh, girl, that's a story time for another episode. We'll have an episode where we really talk about the horrors of corporate America. And being in the wrong box, but I freed myself again from the wrong box that lasted maybe like 85 days, but I knew right away. I was like, no. I have that self-respect now where there are certain things I'm never going to fucking deal with again. I would love to learn a trade. That's something that I am personally pursuing. I really love art. I love art. I've always drawn, painted, created something. I would love to get into stained glass this year. That's a goal of mine. I used to tattoo, and something I think I would really, really love to enjoy returning to. I want to do that at least part-time, you know. But my thing I would do differently this time is I would be more outspoken about sticking to my style. If I can tattoo in my style, I think I would have done it longer the first time. But that, you know, you learn things. I was very young when I was an apprentice and became a professional artist. And I didn't have the self-confidence and like the business acumen to be more, what's the word? I guess confident is the word. But now, you know, I'm older, I'm more focused, and I know what I like. Like, I've figured out my art style. So that's something. But as far as like, what do I do outside of, you know, YouTube, and like, this is still new for me, so this is not sustainable for me yet. But in the interim, I love to work with my hands. I like to get my hands dirty. I know it doesn't look like it, but I just glued these on for the pod. Like, fuck it. Trades, I love the trades. Like, whatever you do in life, as long as it's fulfilling for you, badass. But for me, like, I love aviation. And if it's not piloting, which I think is going to be a more personal pursuit, that's going to be a story for another day. I had a whole career thing with that, and that was just, woo boy, that was one reason why I was like, I need to figure out my life. But an A&P is something I want to pursue this year, should I be able to have time or afford the training for it or whatever. But aircraft mechanics, you know, whether it's airframe, power frame, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude, let's get our hands dirty. I applied for an apprentice electrician license in my state, so now I'm able to start pursuing electrician, you know, training, and that's a 5-year journey in itself. Like, I like so many things and I want to pick the thing that works for me, but we're going to get there. Hey, if all goes well, maybe this will be it. I don't know. So let's talk about today's sponsor, My Will to Live. I got it. It's back. Thanks, girl. All right. Well, it's about 20 minutes now. I think this is a good spot to make this first episode just a short intro, and then we'll get more into the meat and potatoes later on. I think 30 minutes to 45 minutes is probably a good sweet spot for the episode lengths, and I'm not sure about a schedule just yet, but I am hoping to at least get one episode a week, if not every 2 weeks. I know it's a long time to wait, but consistency is key. You gotta appease the algorithm. You have to apply to the technical gods. So we'll see where this goes, but next time, I already have an idea of some things we're going to talk about, but at the time of this recording, we are 2 days after the presidential inauguration in the United States of America. And we'll get there. But thank you so much for tuning in and giving to me, 21 minutes of your day now. I really appreciate that. This will be on my main channel, girlybats, first. I'm going to start transitioning these over to its own channel. And once we have a little more of a track record, we have about maybe 5 episodes in, then I'll start having this on a dedicated channel of its own. That's just to prove to myself that I actually stuck with the freaking project and did it long enough. But you can also find me on Instagram at girlybats, same username. So, follow me there for, don't know, I'll post whatever the fuck I feel like. But this is the online. If you're watching and, you like this, you want to talk more, or, will follow me, then just subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. It does wonders for creators when you interact with their stuff. If you give me a comment, if you want to talk shit, it's still engagement for me, man. So, I would really appreciate that. And I genuinely do want to know who's in my audience. Like, I want to be in communication with y'all too. Like, I do want to respond to comments, and, I'm a silly bitch, dude. Like, let's chat. So, again, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.